Hey, good morning. This is Kevin Adler, and I'm here with Candice Luebbering, a Washington, D.C. artisan and crafter. She'll be at the 2024 Takoma Park Folk Festival, which is on Sunday, September 8th, starting at 10:30. The craft show opens at 11. We've got about 3 dozen wonderful artisans, many returning, familiar to longtime festival goers. But Candice is a first timer at the festival, and that's very exciting, and that's part of why we want to talk with her. So welcome, and Candice, could you tell us about the the name of your business, your what you do, and what you do?
Sure. Thanks for having me. So my business name is All Mapped Out. I'm a geographer and cartographer as a background, map nerd through and through. So my business, I actually repurpose mostly vintage maps into one-of-a-kind coasters and pins and magnets.
Wow, wow. So will you be bringing the full range of these pins and magnets to the?
Yeah, so the challenge with my business is I can never have a complete inventory because I have to have every single place in the world, which I keep trying. I don't quite get there. So I bring cities, domestic and international, countries, national parks, states, try to have a little bit of everywhere because everyone seems to connect it to some place in the world.
Wow. I'm gonna throw you a little curveball here. Do you happen to have one in arm's reach that you could show us?
I mean, I'm never very far from maps.
Fantastic.
So
Wow. Okay.
So, for example, like this is like the New York City metro area. They're all one of a kind, and if this you can't see it, but I write the source on the back. So this is from a 1956 AAA map, so you know exactly where it came from. I don't use copies or reprints or anything like that.
Wow. Do you and you've been doing a lot of events around the area, even though the Tacoma Park Folk Festival is new, right? So when you do that, do people come up and sort of tell you, look for a certain thing and tell you a story about it? And
Absolutely. So I always warn my vendor neighbors, you're going to hear me ask the same question all day long is let me know if you're looking for anywhere in particular to try and ask what people are looking for. And I like it too when I get someone says, oh, you'll never have it. And I'm like, try me. And then if I have it, it's a good day. But also, yeah, they'll start looking around. Oh, you have this. Oh, you have this. I think, a lot of people expect you to have, New York, Paris, major cities. I'll have anywhere. If it fits nicely on a coaster, I will do it. And maybe it lives with me for a while, maybe it doesn't. But yeah, and it might be their military family. They've lived in multiple places and they want to pick up each one. It's a great go-to gift for even the person who's hard to shop for because if they drink cold beverages and they're attached to a place, this is a thoughtful gift. So they've been purchased for Father's Day gifts and Mother's Day gifts, for grandparents, for people in their first apartments. And I get to hear the stories of how people are attached to all these places, which is the fun part for me, if they're willing to tell them. I don't pressure anyone, but yeah.
do you do commissions also if someone? Okay.
Absolutely. Yeah, yeah. Because, like I said, I can't have anywhere or everywhere made at once, but I pretty much nearly hoard maps and atlases. I live in a studio condo, but any little corner you look around here, you're going to find atlases, globes, and maps. So, source material is normally not an issue. I just don't have that place made yet.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, because I could imagine someone coming with whether it's a family photo or for example, when I was a kid, my family drove across the country, and my dad used a map, and he used a highlighter for the path, and if I had
Right.
it right, that would mean it would be incredibly meaningful to
Yeah.
me,
Yeah.
to make that. And it actually makes me think of something. My kids are in their 20s, and they didn't use paper maps,
Right.
whereas I did, and I liked them. Do you find that Gen X and so on enjoy this too? Well, what's their reaction versus
They
an older?
do. So, I mean, I once heard someone say, I've never seen one of these before. I've only used Google Maps. And I was like, okay, I'm sorry. They were in their 20s. I was like, there's no way you haven't seen a map. Um, but yeah, they will look at it and then, it takes them a moment and they're like, oh, this is so cool and so old. And it'll be like from 2000. I'm like, oh my gosh. And then they're just kind of shocked too once they realize that they are from different dates. They'll love to pick it up and be like, this wasn't there. And look, this has changed and like see the difference, which, maps are a snapshot in time. If we're always only looking at Google, you're looking at the always updated regular, but to realize, oh, these are pieces of history that show us how things have changed. I do hear a lot of people talking about zooming. So So like if this was zoomed in more, you know, right, the language of a digital map interaction with a paper map. So that's kind of fascinating to think and hear about. But definitely all ages kind of interact with this and get excited about it for different ways, whether they're, you know, this is the type of map I had before, or this is so cool, I've never seen a map this age or that looks like this. I only know Google Maps.
Wow, that's fantastic. Now, I think you said the folk festival, as we've talked about, is new for you, but
Right.
you told me that you've been to other events in Takoma Park. I mean, if you had nice interactions with folks at uh, whatever it is, the street festival or something at the co-op and so on.
Yeah, I mean, Takoma Park, I think all of us local artists and makers love it when we can do an event there. You all have a community that just loves supporting local, that loves finding something that's handmade, that takes time and you appreciate it and that it's unique. And you're not just coming through like a, you know, traditional flea market trying to barter for a bargain. Like you appreciate and want to get to know the people. So I'm always excited to do new events in Takoma Park, and I'm pretty excited to be a part of this one. So yeah, music and everything. I mean, it just honestly, it's gonna be a fun day, and I get to have customers and meet new people. So
Well, you're exactly right, and I think you will have a very enthusiastic audience. You and the other crafters will be in the gym, so it's a wonderful uh, part of the festival, rain or shine, or even if it's heavy sun and so on. You guys are protected, and so we've found in the last few years that people really spend a lot of time in the craft show since we moved it indoors, and they really do like to interact with you and learn about what you're doing. So we look forward to having you there, and I encourage everybody to go visit Candice Luebbering at All Mapped Out, both at the festival and she has a significant web presence, so you can interact with her before or after the festival too. So again, Sunday, September 8th, the craft show will open at 11. We run till 6. It's free, family friendly, and we hope to see everybody there. Thank you. And thank you, Candice.
thanks so much for having me.